it understood, boy. I am from the hood, boy. Came up from the dirt, self-made hustler. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm surrounded by all these devil mouths. They talking about kales. Some say I came from heaven, but I rose up from hell.
What we gonna do? Mute R. Kelly! When we gonna do it? Now!
Last year, 2 women in Atlanta started a campaign called Mute R. Kelly, and they've succeeded in driving down ticket sales for his concerts. At least 8 tour dates have been canceled.
We want him either in the poorhouse or the jailhouse.
When did it actually start?
It started in June 2017. So
Okay.
right when the accusations of what the media was calling the sex cults came out, I saw it that day on the news. I was actually sitting in my office on the computer. The TV was on. I heard that and I was like, what's R. Kelly doing? Like, I hadn't heard anything about R. Kelly in a long time.
Right.
So I got on Google and just kind of, started looking and realized that although I hadn't been hearing about it, almost every year, every other year, more people were coming out. More people were filing charges. More people were talking about the abuse and the sexual abuse of the underage girls.
2002 allegations resulted in a 2008 trial where Mr. Kelly was acquitted. Decades later, there were rumors of a cult. The investigators went to the home and found nothing, so this was unsubstantiated. As of February 2019, Mr. Kelly in all 50 states was 100% innocent, and Kim Fox substantiates that when she does her press conference. Mute R. Kelly, since 2017, took aggressive and egregious actions to cut R. Kelly's ability to earn money nationally and internationally in their Mute R. Kelly campaign. Mute R. Kelly stopped concerts, stopped streaming of R. Kelly's music in the United States and around the world, and demanded Sony release him based on gossip, rumor, and a fraudulent TV show with 0 evidence, 0 victims, 0 crimes, that never saw the inside of a courtroom, where 90% of the truth was omitted conveniently to defraud America.
So kind of just a little bit about what we have done and probably why he hasn't done any more tours in the United States. Since Mute R. Kelly, he had 11 concert cancels, 8 active protests around the country, and an estimated $1.7 million in lost revenue.
Right.
We're not overly concerned about lawsuits because, as you stated, I think the last place he wants to be is inside of an open court.
A financial or economic boycott only applies to crimes that have been committed. You have to be able to prove in a court of law, in front of a judge, with a preponderance of evidence that you did a financial or economic boycott, crimes were committed, and you could substantiate that with evidence beyond reasonable doubt. It is a hoax, it is fraud, slander, defamation, vigilante terrorism to conduct a financial boycott, an economic boycott based on rumor, based on gossip, when the law in this country is crystal clear. You are to be presumed innocent. Mute R. Kelly broke the law unquestionably. The Fourth Amendment right states no court order, no government has the right to unreasonably seizure of property. Stopping R. Kelly's career, his music, his concerts is, in fact, unreasonable seizure of property. Music, songs, concerts, his job at Sony, his intellectual property are all physical and financial, tangible assets. That's why you copyright it, to protect your property. The Fifth Amendment right states no person shall be deprived of property, not have property taken without due process. Taking music off Spotify, cancel concerts, demanding Sony drop him, deprived R. Kelly of due process. It is the seizure of property. If it's illegal for the United States government to seize property, what legal right did Mute R. Kelly have to stop the concerts and the music of an innocent man in all 50 states in this country? In the United States of America, in all 50 states, you are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond reasonable doubt in a court of law. It is not your burden to prove your innocence. It is the burden of an accuser to prove your guilt. Mute R. Kelly broke the law. Mute R. Kelly are criminals. And anyone that hashtag Mute R. Kelly broke the law, they are criminals.
Can you separate the man from the art?
I sure can. I mean, if he need to be punished, punish him. I mean, I ain't gonna say he did it because you ain't innocent until you proven guilty, so.
Sex offenders and pedophiles and rapists to be performing up in here.
Arithmetic. Kim Foxx's plea to the public, January 8th, 2019, is irrefutable proof. There were no open cases, there were no crimes, there were no pending litigation, there were no victims. Mute R. Kelly hijacked our judicial process. They violated 6th, 7th, 8th Amendment rights of R. Kelly. They violated his due process rights to a formal procedure to ensure there's actually a real case, real victims, a real crime. They denied an innocent man his 1st, 4th, 5th Amendment rights as an American. Additionally, they violated the rights of all Americans to listen to his music and to attend his concerts and to support R. Kelly. The First Amendment rights do cover music. It is your right to hear all sides of every issue. It is your right to hear any music that you want and attend concerts. It is your right to make your own judgment without governmental interference and without control. You have the right to support anyone that you choose. Mute R. Kelly usurped government's jurisdiction. They violated every American's First Amendment rights to attend concerts, to listen to music, and to support R. Kelly, to have access to R. Kelly. If anyone supported R. Kelly, demanded to listen to his music, demanded to attend concerts, demanded their First Amendment rights as Americans, they were cyberbullied. Accounts were reported. They were called R. Kelly sympathizers, enablers, pedophile sympathizers. They were threatened, harassed. They lost jobs, forced to shut down and block their social media accounts, forced to start new pages because they wanted to be law-abiding citizens and presume R. Kelly innocent.
Y'all that are still R. Kelly fans, okay, cheering him and his sex crimes on, all right? And I honestly think the ones that support him are even worse, okay? And they should be locked up with his ass too. Because if y'all will let his ass get away with raping these little black girls that don't nobody else care about, including y'all will let your own daughters and nieces get raped too. Probably letting them go down right now as we speak. But I'm so glad that he's out of money, and I don't care how many of Michael Jackson's ex-lawyers that he tries to hire but can't afford.
This is textbook terrorism. Because it's on U.S. soil, it is domestic terrorism. And because it took place by feminists, it is domestic feminist terrorism. It violates our First through Eighth Amendment rights of all Americans and R. Kelly to mute an innocent man's music, to stop an innocent man's concerts, to bully, to harass anyone that supported this man without a victim, without a court of law, without a court order, without a judge, without evidence, is illegal in the United States. Mute R. Kelly broke the law. They committed terrorism. They incited unlawful behavior of others when they decided to hashtag Mute R. Kelly and bully people into doing that. They incited illegal behavior when they demanded others join them in their illegal acts. To break the law, to violate constitutional rights, and to deprive Robert Kelly of his due process. With zero evidence, zero judges, zero courts, zero victims, zero crimes, zero due process, Mute R. Kelly took the law into their own hands. Their vigilante, rogue, feminist, domestic terrorism has taken over the United States and overseas. We are in a constitutional crisis.